Hi, everybody. There was some dry scalp earlier on. Hi, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. If you hear some singing, that's my kid. Hi, everyone. If you hear some singing, that's my child. I was looking for those glasses yesterday. Hello, everybody. I'm telling you, I don't know how many pairs of glasses are. First to join. What? Mr. Maggie is on. Look at that ice cream. Hey, long lost younger brother. Hello, Mr. Maggie. Thanks for remembering us today. Hey, Miss Peggy. I am all right. I am all right. It's all right. Hello, hello. Hello, Miss Mazala. How are you? Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Like y'all, I have no clue what's going on. October is gone. Like, pew. You know, sound. Africans are the best at doing sound. Pew. Oh, you tormented him. Oh, okay. No wonder he came. Oh, that's why he's here. I told him the family is coming up. No wonder. See, so he decided to come back. No, I was wondering, like, what happened? I mean, when you have your 10-year green card, who cares? Like, whatever they're talking about. I have mine, I'm gone. November is here already. Hello, sweet Miss Albina. How are you? I sent you a response to your email. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Y'all. It's been a day. So we went to hi TikTok family. We had I was supposed to have what was the guy charged with something yesterday, but my client pled, so now I'm back to immigration. My brain over the weekend was criminal defense. Yeah. So that was yesterday. Today, try to catch up on immigration work. Went to parents meeting, basketball parents meeting. And they made us dribble. Like, some of us are not athletic. Like, so we may look it, but we really aren't. And actually, too, we're leaning because they were like, I shouldn't see you taking exercise. No, I don't. Well, I tried to, but listen, don't be fooled. So the TJ's coach, those playing basketball, they told us parents meeting, but we had to do some of their practice. Like, why? Because if I wanted to have someone give me instructions, I would have been in school or stayed back in school or be married or something. But anyway, French parent, whatever, I'm rushed down here. So that's how my day has been. Hope your day has been much smoother than mine. Well, anyway, hi everyone. If you're just joining us for the first time, just see it as a way of keeping fit. No, they said we had to do what was it? Is it pound heat? Like what? What was all this? What was all this drama? Parent teacher, parent basketball players, parent whatever. Then kawashi kilo fati dribbling. But anyway, they could tell those of us who don't do exercise. I was like, you know what? Some things are just better left on non-revealed. But there you have it. There you have it. Listen, I know I don't need to go to any gym. If I get skinnier than this, I will be blown away by the wind. The wind will blow me away. You can, Mr. Bennett. I'm telling. I wish I had taken some photos because one of the other parents, she was like, "Abby, you look like you don't really want to be here. I want to be here for the meeting. I didn't sign up for this because it's like." But and my kid was like, "Hey, mom, gotta have fun. Have fun doing what?" The ball is weighs heavy more than I weigh, but it was fun just seeing their whatever. And yeah, so basketball season's upon us. There we go. But anyway, if you just joined us for the first time, this is attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Yeah. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case style that we handle, we can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. Can you guys let me know on YouTube and Facebook? It's coming in a bit dark on my end, but I hope it's not on your end. I love this. This is my fun glasses. Yeah, I'm obsessed with eyewear. What can I tell you? But anyway, it's looking like it's darker on my end on Facebook and YouTube. If someone can confirm for me, please. But here we go. So contact information is in the center. Contact information is 334-341-4475. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. In all things immigration, we can help you. We get quite a number of people call us also for divorce cases. I only do divorce if you are a resident of the state of Alabama. If you don't live in Alabama, I cannot help you with divorce. That's just the way it is. But let's talk immigration. We come together. Happy underscore Allah from good evening from Chicago. Thank you for joining. We come together Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Every other time zone, I don't know. You're gonna figure it out, but that's the time. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was gonna comment in the last one. Little man is down with. Oh. Yeah, it's that time of the weather change just brings all kind of stuff. I'm telling you, just brings all kind of stuff. But thank you. I hope he gets better soon. I have one of my friends too, whose kid is down with pneumonia. That fluctuation in the weather just really does a whole lot. Ola from Meridian, who is right here? Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Hello, Joe. Oh my goodness. Joel has been he is my landscaper for how many years now? I don't know. Hola. Are you serious? Good to have you join, Joe. It says hola from Meridian. I was like, what? Hola, Joe. How's everybody? And thanks for gracias for today. Yeah, so that was, I didn't see that coming. But anyway, 334-341-4475. We do this Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. We come together as immigrants, talk all things immigration, encourage one another, pray for one another, share our testimonies, ask questions. So if you're just joining us, that's one thing, just so you know. We get to questions at the end of the day of what I talk about. Put your questions in the comment section, and I'll get to as many questions as I possibly can. Once we have a topic. Sometimes we do all questions, like Thursday. That's what we did. So I try to do questions every third live, so that we get to as many as possible. But we usually have a topic to talk about and then get the questions. The most important part of the questions is please no repeat questions. Yes, ground rules: respect each other, no negative comments, language, or insults. Don't repeat your questions. Put your questions in the comment section rather than the comment question box. So please help us. If any question is repeated, I'm just going to skip it. So if you say, hey, she's not reading questions, it's because you put in more than once. Like someone would put questions 15 times, I'm going to skip it all 15 times. So please help. Her son has pneumonia, which is really, really bad. So I think the weather fluctuates and it just messes things up. But anyway, so that's that. Let's talk immigration, y'all. So what are we talking about tonight? My I-751 is pending. Can I file for citizenship? I feel like I've spoken about this thing, but you'll be surprised how often I still get questions about this. And people are like, okay, Sister Light, someone they file citizenship when if 751 is pending. Yes, Yes, you can. So let's talk about that. If you have, you know what, this is looking like it is all the way there. If you've got a 751, meaning you file for removal of conditions, basically you have to do that if you've got a 2-year green card. In order for you to go from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card, you have to file for I-751. If you got the green card through marriage, right? That is for spousal. Obviously, if you have a daughter or son who files for a parent, you don't deal with anything as far as conditional residency. This is about if you are married to someone for less than 2 years at the time your green card is approved, then you get a 2-year green card. In order to now get a 10-year green card, you've got to file an I-751, and that helps you go from 2 years to 10 years. What we're seeing, however, is a lot of getting on why. If your question is about immigration, then you're going to have to schedule a consultation. I don't. If that's it. If it's about immigration, you have to schedule a consultation. Or if it's a one question thing, put it in the comment section. So you said you tried to get in touch with me the other day. I'm not sure. I don't think I got any message from you, unless if you reach out on social media, we have someone who takes care of that. So, and she would have, if she's not clear on your question, she would have told you to schedule a consultation. But you can put your question in the comment section. If something I can answer generated, then I can answer that for you. So if you file a 751, a lot of what we're seeing is USCIS is taking like 200 years to adjudicate 751 petitions. Generally, you're required to file that with your spouse, meaning a joint petition with your spouse. However, there are some situations where you don't have to file with your spouse. Like if there's abuse in marriage, if the spouse is dead, well, that didn't come out right. Or if they've passed away, there's divorce, they passed away, there's abuse, or if you're filing extreme hardship ground, then you don't have to file jointly with your spouse, number one. Number two, you don't have to wait the 2-year period before you file. But what we've seen is it's taking quite a number of a long time for USCIS to adjudicate most 751s. You've got here and there that, some will get approved earlier than others. But for the most part, that's why they started issuing a 4-year extension notice. So if you file a 751 now, you're going to get a 48-month extension notice. That's 4 years. It's taking them an average of 2.5 years to 3 years to adjudicate that. And then the question arises that, okay, so if this is taking this long, what can I do to make my case, move along faster? The one thing you can do is ask yourself this question: are you eligible for citizenship? If you are eligible for citizenship, then it's time to file for citizenship. Then the next question is, how can I file for citizenship if I still have a pending case? Yes, it's possible. The fact that your I-751 is pending does not mean you cannot file for citizenship. In fact, that is going to be the best time for you to file for citizenship as long as you become eligible. For you to be eligible for citizenship is you've got a 751 pending. If you're married to a citizen, you qualify for citizenship based on 3 years not based on your marriage now, based on 3 years as a legal permanent resident who has been in marital union for the last 3 years with a citizen who has also, and that citizen spouse remains a citizen. If you don't qualify based on that, then you qualify based on being a permanent resident for the last 5 years. And if you don't qualify based on that, then you qualify if you join the military, you get your 2-year green card and you join the military. You don't have to base it on 3 years or 5 years. You can actually file for citizenship immediately when you join the military. So those are eligibility grounds by which you can file for citizenship, even if your I-751 is pending. I tell you this, for those who join the military, if you got a 2-year green card, you join the military, you're not actually required to file a 751, meaning you're not required to remove the conditions of your residency as a serviceman or woman in order for you to file for citizenship. Those in the military can actually bypass a 751 altogether. When I said that, people are like, are you serious? It is actually a fact. That's the policy. It's an INA, Immigration and Nationality Act. So that's one advantage of joining the military. So if if you didn't know that, then now you know. But if you've got a 751 that is pending and you qualify for citizenship, then you can file for your N400, even if your 751 is still pending. So another thing to know is there's some who file, for instance, if you file jointly with your spouse, but things happen, just like Mr. J, who got his green card not too long last week actually, had initially filed with his spouse jointly. Abuse occurred in the marriage. We converted to an abuse case. USCIS approved that case upon a conversion without an interview. Even though he is now divorced from the spouse, right? He can actually file for citizenship still based on 3 years. Why? Because if you are granted your 10-year green card, meaning USCIS approves your I-751 based on abuse grounds, extreme cruelty grounds, you remain eligible to file for citizenship even after 3 years, whether or not you're still married to that spouse. So it's just like when you file a full-blown VAR case, where if your abusive spouse is a citizen, after 3 years, you get to file for citizenship. The same thing applies with a 751. If your 751 is granted based on extreme cruelty, you remain eligible to apply for citizenship based on 3 years, regardless whether you're still married to that citizen spouse or not. So you can file your citizenship. Actually, that's what I tell a lot of my clients. Like I have about 3 cases that are pending. We filed citizenship application in all of them. One has an interview scheduled on Tuesday. When is the 29th? Tuesday, right? And then the other 2 have the interview scheduled next month. So, and one has been pending for almost 3 years. What I do in that situation, so you file a 751, can you file citizenship what that is pending? Yes, depending on the basis eligibility ground. When you do that, another thing to do is, and that's just what I do, because sometimes your 751 file may be in a different USCIS office compared to the field office where you're going to be having your N400 interview. What I usually do for my clients is I send a copy of the file to USCIS. When I say copy of the file, the I-751 file, to the USCIS office where the N400 interview is going to take place. Because the last thing I wanted them to do is, I already filed, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏, no, don't tell me that. Now, I send it to them. Someone has to sign for it that it was delivered to you and put a cover letter saying, hey, you guys cannot, unless the person is in the military, they don't have to approve a 751. But for everybody else, you need your 751 to be approved prior to you being scheduled for oath ceremony. So I just put a cover letter saying, we have a citizenship interview coming up. We know you cannot approve this until you have actually adjudicated 751. For your convenience, we are sending you a complete copy of the I-751 file so you can review it prior to the N400 interview. And myself, because even if you can't find it, I've sent you one. That means please pull it up before we come. Don't tell me you didn't find it. So that helps to have the combo interview, the 751 and the N400 at the same time, so that we're not still waiting for them to still go back on the I-751. So that's basically what I do. And if anything, filing for citizenship as soon as you become eligible with a pending I-751 helps to propel your case in the sense of it makes the adjudication of your 751 even go faster. Make sure that you are filing for citizenship based on the ground that you actually are eligible for and not just any random ground. So no places that. That's it. You ain't gonna give me an excuse because that happened one time. And I remember the officer was saying, well, I don't think we got a fight. And I was looking up, my eyes see everything, especially when I have my glasses on. When I don't have my glasses, you can pull the wool over my, but if I have my extra eyes, I'm seeing everything. I was like, that looks like the file that I sent you. That looks like the cover letter that I sent. The file was sitting right in front of him. And he goes, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. So that means somebody already put it in front of you. So let's get to reviewing. And I was like, we have all day today. Let's try to review that. It was like, You're relentless, aren't you? I am, because in my head I'm thinking, if you or somebody put that file in front of you, why didn't you just put everything together so we can save everybody some time, right? That's just it. So that's how I go about that. Just knowing that you can, if anything, you want to do that because that helps you to make your case go faster. As soon as you become eligible for citizenship, your I-751 does not need to be. Let's get to it. Your I-751 does not need to be approved first before they get your citizenship. It has to be approved in the sense of they have to do that if you're not in the military, but they can do it simultaneously. But based on your N400 being scheduled for an interview, use that opportunity to send in your 751 file to the field office that's going to be doing your citizenship application, so that they have everything at the same time and that you get a chance to have a combination, what we call a combo interview, and be done with that. And that's all short, people. Straight to the point, and hope that helps somebody, anybody, somewhere. All right, let's get the questions. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right. Hello, Miss Tutola. How are you? Put your comment. I can see you. Okay, thank you, Boss B. Okay, clear. Awesome. Thank you, people. Hello, Miss Olabode. How are you? And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build our audience there. That will be everyone. Once you're done this evening, please go on at Olale Immigration. Go on YouTube, because I know we all have a YouTube video that we watch. Everybody, even if you haven't subscribed to anything, you've watched something on YouTube. So please, when you go there, they're like, YouTube. At Olale Immigration. That's the user. That's the handle on YouTube. Like, follow, share Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Olale Immigration. That would be very much appreciated. Okay. I have had a wonderful day. Very, very busy but productive day. How about yourself, Ms. Olabode? All right, let's see. Hello, Miss Novina. How are you? Hello, Miss Giwa. TJ is fine. TJ has I think it's the weather. He has a cold as well. And the thing is, whenever TJ has cold, Mama gets it, because that's my handbag. We go everywhere. You see TJ sees Mama. Yeah. Oh, that's what exactly, Miss Giwa. You could sense that, yes. So whenever my baby has a cold, TJ, see, someone says I sound like I have a cold. Yeah, because my kid has a cold. So it is that's what happens in life, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see. This is a positive platform where we share testimonies, encourage one another, pray for one another, and ask questions. Absolutely. And once again, live every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. For those that watch loud, just branch out about it, please, because well, I'm not a user. Let's not, let me go to TikTok and I'll circle back. Yeah, let's see. I like your hair. Thank you, Royal Beds. Appreciate that. Okay, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So Scoops Night. I was just about to read your question, but you decided to put it like 3 times now, so it's going to be skipped. Let's see. How can the election affect immigration? Where do we start from? Where do we start from? What I would just say is, make sure you vote. If you are a citizen, that you have no reason not to vote. A better part of my early morning was because my kid is in college. It's going to be his first year voting. Was trying to get information about those who are in college and away from their hometown. How do they vote? What is the process of the absentee ballot and all that? Because it's essential. every administration, whoever comes in, is going to have an impact on immigration. That's just what it is. We already know what the plan is for both of the candidates that are running. I mean, you have to be living under a rock not to know. We already know. So the question is, do you want things to continue the way they are and potentially get better? Or do you want us to resort to what it used to be 4 years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago, where quite a number of people were banned from coming to the United States and all that? It will affect immigration. Another thing is one of this keeping families together, even if it survives the court cases and all that, we already know that if the other guy comes in, that's one of the programs he's already said he's going to scrap. So it's just know-how, and you never know what they will come up with. Who would have thought that he will come up with banning the issuance of visas to certain countries? I mean, if that doesn't scream discrimination, what does? But it's the country they can decide to give visas to whoever they decide to give visas to. So it's important to vote. All right. Is it mandatory to have money on the bank account for the beneficiary to present the day of interview, petitioner just started employment? I'm not sure what you mean by is it mandatory having money in the bank account. There are a whole lot of other good faith bona fide evidence you can use to prove that your marriage is real. So if that's what, I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. Can a South African seek asylum? There's nothing stopping. Yes, generally, yes. I'm not sure if there's additional information to that. Why would you be so specific about whether someone from a specific country can seek asylum? Nice art behind you. Oh, my African queen. It's Daily. Hello from Boston. Hello, Daily. Nice to meet you. Fifi, ask a question. Go ahead. Can an immigrant travel out of state? So anything that's got general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. If you need a specific legal advice, you have to schedule a paid consultation for that. So this is general information. Do with it as what you wish. This is just for you to have a general idea. Okay, disclaimer. But I usually say if you're traveling, make sure you've got proper ID to be able to board a plane. Try, if you don't have your papers, avoid traveling to states that border other countries, especially Texas, or taking flights that may one way or the other leave the United States. You just never know. But if you're not sure about traveling out of state from one state to another, it just depends on the state you're going. Keep in mind, some states have, their own quote unquote immigration policies. So just know, be aware of what states you're going to and what their policy is as far as the tolerance level for immigrants, and making sure you've got the proper identification. Like I tell my clients, if you're going from one state to another, we've got a pending case, I'll feel more comfortable if you've got at least copies of your receipt notices, so that that shows something, you've got something pending. That's usually what I usually say. But if you have a lawyer on your case, just if you have a question about traveling, there's something you're concerned about. That's the way I see it. So if there's something you're concerned about, then it's you want to have someone evaluate that for you. Okay, let's see. What does it mean if your case was transferred and a new office has jurisdiction? That your case was transferred and a new office has jurisdiction. You are welcome. Anything about how long is something going to take, please go on uscis.gov/processing times. That will give you the average time frame that USCIS is processing cases. Can I file for my spouse with my green card? I'm yet to do my citizenship, and spouse is also in the US. Can you file an I-130 for your spouse with a green card? Absolutely. When people ask, can I file for my spouse with a green card? That's not really the question you want to ask. I guess the question you really want to have an answer to is, as a green card holder, can my spouse get a green card if I file for them? And the answer would depend on a couple of things, or a few things. Number one, is your spouse in legal status? If your spouse is not in legal status and they're present in the United States, you are able to file an I-130 petition. That's a standalone petition, but your spouse cannot file a green card application because they're not in any legal status. If you're married to a green card holder, you're out of status. You cannot just unless you are doing like a VAWA case, but we're talking specifically of a regular marriage case. Then you're not eligible to adjust status if you're out of status being married to a green card holder. Now, if your spouse is still in status, meaning they have a B1, H1, whatever, F1, the next question is, when you file the I-130, are they able to file the I-485 concurrently? That would depend on if the priority date is current. So how would you know if the priority date is current? You have to go on the Department of State visa bulletin. It tells you whether or not the priority date is current. If the priority date is current, that means they can file everything at the same time. And once USCIS sends you receipt notices acknowledging your filing, they don't have to maintain status after that. If the priority date is not current, you can file an I-130 as a standalone, but you now have to wait until the priority date is current before they can file an I-485. And until then, they have to keep maintaining status. So I just want to clarify, because a lot of people are like, okay, I have a green card, can I file? It's not about the green card. It's about, can your spouse get a green card through you, who is a green card holder, filing for them? And it would just depend on those factors. I have a question regarding someone incarcerated, but it's kind of a unique question. So what's the question? I like it when you say 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒂𝒏𝒕. I don't even know what that means. And like all kind of excuses kind of thing. Do you offer divorce services in Alabama? You have to be a resident of, because immigration is federal practice. So that means an immigration attorney can represent you in the United States. Issues like divorce is domestic relations. Those are state specific. That means that you must have a lawyer who is licensed in that state to represent you on state specific issues like domestic relations, which includes divorce. So unless you are actually in Alabama or New York, I'm licensed in New York, but I'm physically present in Alabama. So unless you're in those states, I can't help you with divorce. How long after I have my residency for 3 years can I apply to become a U.S. citizen? Depends on, and that's what we talked about earlier. It depends on what your eligibility ground is. Is it through marriage? Is it through VAWA? Is it through 5 years? Even if you got your green card originally through marriage and now you're divorced, are you waiting 5 years? Are you in the military? It just depends on what your ground is. How do you tell NVS? You mean MVC? You already adjusted. Send them an email. Mango pie. So what's your question? Can you guys please stop repeating questions? It really helps if you just stop repeating the question. Do you have any office in Columbus, Ohio? No. All green card holders have to report change of address. Correct. I'm hearing conflicting information. There's usually a requirement until you become a citizen, but the truth is, I want to say that is, I'm not, don't quote me on that. I know that you don't have to do that once you become a citizen. Definitely have to do it while your case is pending. But I believe you're required to also do it when you're in green card. Let me even check that real quick. Let me check my. I think you are. Let me hold on, because I have my resources. Yes. So yes. So you have to. Okay. You have to change update the green, as long as you're still a green card holder, you're required to update. Yes. Generally. Disclaimer, general information. Can you renew an F1 visa without going to Nigeria? If you go to a third party neighboring country, if they allow you to do that, you can use that. But one thing that a lot of people, and thank you for bringing that up, one thing that a lot of people are doing, especially Nigerians, let's call it spade a spade, is they, because most people can do a renewal of their F1 through Dropbox, they send that passport with somebody to take it to the embassy for them, put in the Dropbox, pick it up, and bring it back for them. The issue with that is this: when it's time for you to change your status to something else, you file an NIW, you get approved, you want to apply for green card, you get married, anything. And this just happened to someone recently. So if you have done that, I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to let you know that there are consequences. USCIS says your travel history does not reflect you leaving the country, but we see that you got a new F1 visa stamp. How did that happen? So they found them, they denied their they sent a notice of intent to deny on the I-485 for misrepresentation and seeking immigration benefit by fraud. You would think, it's no big deal. How would they know that I didn't come? That's how they know, because if you are leaving, then they're supposed to inspect you, and you're going to get an I-94 when you come back in. Well, your I-94 will be updated because there will be travel history that updates on the Department of State website. If there's no update of you leaving and coming in, but yet you have a visa stamp in your passport, 2 + 2 = 4. Just my 2 cents. So now he has to deal with filing a waiver. Luckily for him, it was through marriage, so he has his qualified relative as his wife. But imagine if you're doing an NIW where you don't have any family member, and you have to file a waiver because you're misrepresented. That means you can't adjust status through that route. So, yeah. What forms do I need to change my underage daughter's status? I'm a citizen. Consult with an attorney to find out what you need to do. Okay. My husband went back to Africa and married his second wife. What can I do? Question la. Aronla. It's not funny. I know it's not. It's not funny because I know but I guess I'm laughing because, truth be told, the African culture allows men to marry more than one wife. That is just the truth. Polygamy is not legal in the United States, especially you can't tell. You can go to the embassy and tell them, hey, I'm coming to the US and I'm going to marry 2 wives. You can't do it. But the truth is, the African culture permits a man to marry more than one wife. Um, I don't know how to answer that question. I'm laughing because I don't know how to answer the question. I'm not laughing at what he did because I'm sure it's not funny to you, and so please don't be offended by that. But I'm just saying because it's not unusual for me as a Nigerian woman. You know, it's not unusual. It's the norm. So I don't know what to say. Let me just move on. Let me just move on to another question. RFE response sent 2.5 years after. What is the next line of action? Sue them. 2.5 years after RFE is too long. Sue your USCIS. That's all you can do. Let's see. How do I book a consultation with you? If you go on our website, that's the fastest way. olalayelawfirm.com. OLALEYE lawfirm.com. That's the fastest way. Or you can call us. We are open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Alabama Central Standard Time Zone. T, everything okay? Yeah. So that's going to be the fastest way. Do I need a lawyer to file an I-824 for my kids, or I can do it myself? You're asking a lawyer whether you should hire a lawyer. I mean, I-824 is not difficult, but you just want to make sure you're choosing the right, you're making the right selection, because there's quite a number of things. So it's pretty straightforward. But as a lawyer, I cannot tell you, no, don't. I mean, yeah. Why is a marriage green card taking 5 years? No response because of foreign divorce. That it's time to sue USCIS. You can't wait 5 years for them to make a decision on your case, on your life. Can I call USCIS to let them know it's almost 8 months now I didn't get my EAD marriage base? If you first of all check whether or not it's still within normal processing time. If you go on uscis.gov/processing time, you would know whether your case is still within normal processing time. If it is, then you've got to wait. If it's not, then you can call them and say it's also normal processing time. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Robinson Michael, you were the same Scoops night on TikTok. You think I will notice? So you already repeated your question 200 times. I'm not going to answer it because it's don't repeat questions. Even my kid is Norton, like he's smiling like you don't know my mama. It's crazy as hell. So it's very simple. Hello, Mr. Chinedu. How are you? Can you have another citizenship application processed after first denial on? Can you have another citizenship application processed after first denial on some? So I'm not sure I understand your question. Will I be not? If you want to rephrase, I'm not really sure I understand what you're asking me. It's my second son's birthday today. Happy birthday to him. 12. Happy 12th birthday. Hello, Mr. Kevin. Next, don't forget the request, Mr. Kevin, that I asked you. I'm yet to see that your response, please. Thank you once again for all your help in my journey. May God continue to bless you. This gotta put this on. You gotta see this, y'all. This is what makes my day. My oath ceremony is next Wednesday, October 30. I'm so excited. You should be. Thank you once again for all your help in my journey. May God continue to bless you to use your gift to enrich lives. Aw. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Daily COG, that was the same person on TikTok, and I think I already answered your question. I have a pending vow to transport all my applications to Nebraska, but my I-45 remained with I-129 premium processing. What does that mean? It means that USCIS doesn't know what the heck they're doing most of the time, because we've been seeing a whole lot of that craziness, transferring VAW cases to I-129 premium processing. there was a stakeholders meeting that I joined, and they said it looks like they had a glitch in their system, so they will fix the glitch because obviously your case is on an I-29 premium processing. Yeah, so it's nothing to worry about. Just let them fix the issue. Okay. An RFE sent was not received, and now I have been told is expired and no more pending. What do? I just dealt with this with the Vermont Service Center. You have to be proactive with your case. So we had a case where they denied my client's VAR case. And then I think he represented him. Anyway, he came to me. They denied the case because USCIS says he didn't respond to the RFE. The problem is he never got the RFE. How are you going to respond to something if you never got it? So they denied the case, said he abandoned his case, came to my firm without a motion to reopen. They denied the first one without a second one, saying, we're not going to people get to customers open the first time. Okay. The RFE. How? Because they came back, denied the first motion to reopen, like, well, you still didn't address the issues in the RFE. So I said, we did a done FOIA. Even the FOIA records you guys sent us doesn't even have the complete RFE. How do we know that you actually sent it done RFE if it doesn't even show in the FOIA request? So how are we supposed to respond to something we don't even know what it is that you told him to respond to? Anyway, fuck them the second time. They reopened the case finally, right? Reopened the case. After they reopened the case, this was back in August, just so you prepare yourself. A week after, they now sent the RFE. The problem is, even though I did the 290 motion to reopen 290B, they conveniently did not transfer my information to the I-360 and still sent the RFE to his last new address, which he had notified them that he moved, but they still sent to the old address. So now we had to start the whole thing of running. And y'all, when I tell you that I sent, I've sent email be 12 or so. I think, I'm sure those people in that office is like, don't respond to her emails if it's not a change of address thing. But then again, they're just going to keep getting emails until they respond. Now I had to send a physical letter to the Vermont Service Center. So I'm saying all of this so you can know, Sima, what you may have to do. What finally did it for this case is we did an ombudsman inquiry assistance. So the ombudsman inquiry office is like a supervisory office where they help they contact USCIS on your behalf to see what's the issue. You tell them what the issue is, they contact USCIS to try to get some resolution. So we did that, and I believe we did that about 3 weeks ago. And just yesterday, yesterday was Monday. Yesterday, got a response back from the ombudsman, got an email, and they were able to get me a copy of that RFE from the Vermont Service Center and emailed it to me. And they were also able to let the Vermont Service Center say, hey, she said you haven't responded to any of her emails. So I finally got a response from them today. And he told me, well, there's no need to send us 200 emails. Like, well, there's no need to send you 200 emails if you had responded to my first email in the first place. That's exactly what I sent back to them. I won't have had to send you numerous emails if your office had taken the time to respond to the first one. So it took us 2 months to finally get this RFE. Now we have just a little under 30 days left to respond to this RFE. You may have to do an ombudsman inquiry, and that may be the best thing to you, especially if they deny your case. Then, as long as you have something to document that you have tried to reach out to them, call, letter, something, a congressional assistance request, so that if your case gets denied, you're able to do a motion to reopen and say, this is what I did. I'm telling you, they're crazy there. You don't have to send emails, then respond to the down email. My brother's attorney made a mistake on his ZAD renewal by imputing the wrong alien number. Can the money paid still be applicable, or make another payment again or use the previous payment? USCIS doesn't transfer payments. Now you can do a fee waiver and make that explanation, but if you still have to say you don't have money to be paying for multiple applications, but they won't transfer one payment to the other. You're welcome. Okay, let's get to Instagram. It's very simple. If you're going to if you don't want me to send emails, like, and I don't send email every day. It's just like when 2 weeks is when something is time pressing, and we've sent you emails, right? And y'all are not responding to the email. And if we don't respond to the RFE, you're going to deny the case and say it was abandoned. And we're telling you we don't have it. And I just said, well, I mean, come on now. And then you're not responding and say you don't have to say, no, I actually do. I actually do. Because, yeah, I do. That's all. That's it. How is green card life going, Mr. Maji? Hello, Mamadi, thank you. He has arrived. You came because Miss Ella Sanctuary told you to come. See? You could even stop by to say, hey, how y'all doing? That's how life is. You get what you want and you're gone. Go. Hello, Miss Abike. How are you? Watching on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Hello, Mr. Lawrence. How are you? Oh, I sent you emails yesterday. I hope you got them. Miss Peggy has a cocoa and cookie. Let's see. TJ. She does see my facial expression, I'm telling you. T. So I was telling the folks about the miserable thing that it made us do. And pound ball, but some of us don't know. The ball weighed more than my head. How am I pounding a ball that weighs more than my head? Whose mom was that? Whose mom was I partnering with?
I think that was Carter's.
Who the heck?
Carter. He chose for you.
What grade is he in?
10.
She knows how to play basketball. She said back in the day when she was in college, you still played, ma'am. No, ma'am, because she could do that like I couldn't even do it. And when he says pass it, what's that thing you do through your legs? I was like, see, that's now you are pushing it. Because your coach is like, what, 22 years old? I could be his mama. So what does he know about being 46? I'm dribbling what? But anyway, but we had fun. It was fun. But my face wasn't fun, right? I know. But I showed up. Yeah. That's all that matters. I showed up. It was 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. How long does it take to hear back from the court after filing for court case? It depends on what it is that you filed and whether or not, you did it. It's a lot of factors. It's just no one answer. If I have a valid B1 and applied for asylum, can I file for EB2 national interest, EB national interest waiver, or F1 when my I-94 expires? If your I-94 expires, you're not eligible to change your status because your asylum pending is not a legal status. Oh, yes. I-751, they're issuing 48-month extension, 4 years, because it's taking 200 years for them to adjudicate it. I got into the U.S., married a divorced Niger from here, and married a U.S. citizen, but things didn't go well, and I filed for VAW, and I divorced my U.S. citizen. Now my VAW is denied. Why is your VAW denied? Okay, what's the completion? Why is your VAW denied? I have my work permit already, but I-45 is still pending. Can I work in another state if I get an offer there? Would you advise I maintain my current address till I-45 is approved or update my address? It depends. Are you moving with your spouse? Are you just going temporarily? Do you have a lawyer in your case? If you have a lawyer in your case, consult with your lawyer and see what your lawyer tells you to do. Okay, denied because my Nigerian divorce is not verifiable. What do I do? Remarry and start all over or appeal? Sit down. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸9. Talk to a lawyer. I would like to talk to you on the phone, ma'am. You can do that by scheduling a consultation. Go on our website, olalayalawfirm.com, or call our office. My assistant will be able to give you the information to set up a consultation. I am _Samuel. I am a nursing student and in a serious relationship with an American citizen. We have only dated for about 8 months. That's one and plenty. And considering getting married, since we now live together, I also cannot apply for a green card as soon as you get married. Let's see. My VAR has been 2 years, 6 months without approval. I have received five prima facie. Is this normal? Absolutely. You're going to get more because VAR is taking 41 months for them to adjudicate. My dad's, Miss Peggy has come again. My dad's sister says she enjoys everything you do. You're doing. God bless you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Abina. Oh, that 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 has been a lifesaver every single night for him and this night. So, baby teacher, that's our baby boy. TikTok, I don't get a refuse to download it. Okay, let's see. Is it possible to change status from H4 to visiting? If you're still invalid H4 and you change to visiting, yes. Hello, finest Shandy. Hello, Miss Fumbi. How are you? Can insurance ticket affect citizenship filing? What do you mean insurance ticket? You mean you got a ticket for failure to have insurance? Or what do you mean by that? I have a quick question. I have a pending I-485, but I have a death in the family. Sorry to hear about that. Cannot travel at advanced burial. If you have a lawyer, ask your lawyer about anything about travel with advanced burial. Direct that question to your lawyer. I only give advice to my clients that I represent when it comes to traveling. Hello, MTV05_. How have you been? It's been a while. Nice to see you as well. Hope you've been doing well. I filed for a motion to reopen since last year, March, and up till now, I'm yet to hear from USCIS. That's odd. That's going on, what, 18 months? That shouldn't take that long. Did you file it correctly, though? Motion to reopen shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't. I don't have any motion to reopen that takes up to a year. That's quite a bit. This thing is really getting this. Can you tell that I don't like to be told what to do? I don't. It's not like I don't like to be told. Well, that I don't like to be told what's number one, but I'm someone who I'm very driven, and I love to. If there's something I don't know how to do, I push myself to learn how to do it. And so I'm frustrated when I don't know when something is challenging for me. I'm not the best camper. So basketball is that. I love watching my kid. He is. Y'all. When the season starts, I'm going to take a video. It is. I never cared for basketball until TJ started playing it, and I just, if I have to not, unless I have to be at work or something. Like, oh, they're going like 300 miles away trying to play. I will go. That's, he actually made me start loving basketball. I just don't know how to play it. So if you put me on the spot that way, I just don't care for it. So that's all. It was fun though, but I just, yeah. If my kid's born in America and my ex-wife took the kids from me and ends up renewing the American passports without my knowledge, what do you think I, as a father, should do? Consult with the family law attorney and see what your rights will be. Not Coach Colette's dream. Yeah, I'll be okay. I just submitted I-130 for my brother. How long does it take to get approved? 200 years. It can get approved in like 6, 7, 8 years, but your brother would not be able to apply for the immigrant visa until 15, 16, 17 years from now, unless something changes with the visa bulletin. If that is denied based on abandonment, do they reopen? You have to file to reopen if you still have the time. Okay, got a ticket. Traffic violations usually don't affect citizenship unless it is something like a traffic violation has to be something severe, like multiple DUIs or something. Because if people were penalized for traffic violations, should they be speeding tickets and money? And that's even majority of it majority of it did not make it to court because since I work around the area and those officers pull me over like, oh Lord, it's her. But then I get some state patrol officers that don't know, and they decide to give me a ticket. I'm like, oh well, it is what it is. If that's the case, so you'll be fine. If you ask TJ, do I speed? He will tell you I speed. I don't think I speed. I go fast so we can get to where we need to get to. He says I speed. Either way, he gets to school in one piece. That's all that matters. And also, how long does it take for USCIS to schedule interview for citizenship? That's not a question I can answer. Okay, I think I've answered all questions. Green card holder, and I file for my children, how long will it take to get approved? USCIS.gov/person time. Pending green card delivery, but stamp in passport valid until 12. Do I need to come back by 12/24? Pending green card delivery. What do you mean pending green card delivery? You have an I-751 pending. What do you mean by pending green card delivery? If your green card is going to be delivered, why don't wait for it? Unless you're saying that you have a pending I-751 and you got it stamped in your passport. So if you want to clarify, I can tell you must be African because you must actually even be Nigerian because we African and Nigerians were the ones who use those kind of vocabulary, yeah. Hello, Miss Curly. How are you? How are you doing? Had a petition case pending, but I'm not divorced from my home. How do I know if my case is okay? I have no clue what you're asking. Okay. Let's see. I don't think, Mercedes, I don't think I have the full question. I reached out to USCIS and applied in March. They said they just reviewed on October 1st. Is that good? Reviewed what? I'm lost there. What are you talking about? Pending means they said I'll get a green card, but I still didn't get it in the mail. Has your green card been approved? Expedite, is it expedite? As the green card, what did you come in with? Okay, so what did you file? So what has been approved? What did you file? You filed an I-945, you filed an I-751. What exactly was filed? How do I check where is my case? Okay, let me rephrase your question. How do you check where your case is being processed? When you have your receipt notice, the receipt notice on the bottom left corner would have the filled out, the service center, filled out office, whatever, where your case is being processed. Okay, your daughter filed for you. So did you come in with an immigrant visa and you pay the application fee, or did you adjust your status here in the United States? Oh, okay, you're talking of, oh, you came in a visitor, so you adjusted status here, and they gave you stamp. You're going to have to sit down with a lawyer because I'm really not really sure what your process you went through is. I really don't understand what it is you went through. But Mercedes, if they told you they just reviewed your file, then you just have to wait for them to make a decision on your case. Okay. And they put a stamp in your passport. Maybe you requested for, did you request to travel? I don't know what the stamp would be. With your alien number. Okay, so if you get a stamp, maybe because your green card is missing, you're replacing it. It wasn't delivered. There's a whole lot of stuff. So you may be better off just actually sitting down with a lawyer before you travel, just to be on the safe side. That's what I would tell you to do. Hello, Miss Pam. It's been forever. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you join. All right, everyone. Did you see my question? What is your question, Albert? Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit if I don't see it. Then, well, Albert, if I didn't see your question, then sorry, or maybe I already answered it and you missed it. But anyway, okay, good to know. All right, people. See, y'all, I'm telling you, it looks like the October came and just like, yeah, I don't like y'all. I'm out of here, and I'm not waiting around. And it's like, okay, whatever. Go tell November we're waiting, and tell November to be patient with us. But in all seriousness, it may look like these days are going super fast, and nothing is happening in your case, whatever the case may be, right? God doesn't go. He doesn't depend on how fast the month is or how many days has passed by that you haven't heard anything good or you haven't received the news you were expecting or the answers to your prayers. No, he doesn't go by that. Your blessings would arrive on time. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the time that we expect it, and that's something that even each day still struggle with. And I remind myself that the fact that I pray for something today is because I'm an instant gratification kind of person. If y'all can tell already, that's just me. But I also am learning that the when you turn things over to God, that means everything. That means that your expectations also that you have set for yourself have to be turned over to Him. That those expectations become the time work come at the time and work within the time frame that He knows is going to be perfect for me. Because if I want those expectations to be materialized when I want them to be, it's not going to be complete. So I say that to say this: as we rejoice with everyone, and you're thinking, when is it going to be my turn for people to rejoice with me? It's going to be your turn for people to rejoice with you. It may look like you have, news that sets you back, and you're like, okay, why me? But then again, sometimes those setbacks are setting us up for God's full and complete comebacks. So that once we get into that space where He has set for us to bask in His glory, It's going to be, it's a full circle, as they say, complete accomplishment, that we would know that it has been his hand alone, and so that the glory cannot be shared with anyone. So it may look like everyone has news to share. This person is getting this approval, that person is getting this approval, and you've been waiting 2 years, 3 years, and it doesn't seem like anything, or got a denial that you weren't expecting. Until that blessing that you're expecting from God arrives at your doorstep, quote unquote, that means he's not done yet. So just keep believing, knowing that it's not you. And the mistake we all make, and myself included, it's a learning curve for everyone, is to compare. One thing about me is, and I try to teach my kids, I'm always content wherever I find myself. I don't settle, but I'm content, because it's a temporary situation. I'm looking forward. I'm more driven. I'm motivated for the next step. But right wherever God puts me at that moment, I am content, because I know that I'm there to enjoy that blessing of that, for that period, before more is to come. And if I'm content where he has put me, and I'm open to knowing that he's trusting me with the expanded blessings that are yet to come. And so the fact that your expanded blessings are not yet materialized or fulfilled doesn't mean they're not coming. There's no lateness with God. And the year may be coming to an end. You were expecting, you had spoken into existence that before 2024 comes to an end, this is what you expect, to have achieved. And it looks like it's not going to happen. But do you know what's going to happen on December 31st, 2024? You don't know. Do you know if November 1st is going to be your own day of testimony and thanksgiving? You don't know. So rejoice with other people where they are, knowing and being content where you are. You're not settling. You're just saying, God, I know that you have more in store for me, but where I am right now, I would enjoy it. I would be thankful. It may not be what my expectations are, because I know that the plans you have for me are for evil, not for evil, but for good, to give me a future and a hope, to bring me to an expected end. So if I'm at the place where it's not an expected end, it does not mean that I cannot be grateful. I will be grateful, so that when that expected end comes, my gratitude will know no bounds, and God will be able to increase me and give me all that he has ordained for me. So I prayed for each and every one of us that we're able to just be content where we are, but still being driven and knowing and striving to get to where he has promised us to be. That our testimonies will be full as we rejoice with one another. Our own turn will come where people will rejoice with us as well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.